Hello, welcome to Family Search by Jim. This is our first video where we will be sharing what we have learned about FamilySearch.org. FamilySearch.org is a program sponsored by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It was developed and continues to be improved upon to help us find our ancestors. It has some wonderful features which we will discuss later. The church has provided FamilySearch.org at no cost to the users. It's free. You can create and upload stories, photos, and audio files. It has an extensive database and has a portal to partner databases, although FamilySearch.org is probably the most accurate. On a local level, our bishop called my wife and me to be family history consultants. Consequently, the Relief Society Family Search Committee asked that we make a video about how to do research in FamilySearch.org. Okay? I am not a videographer, nor are my wife and I experts on Family Search, but we've taken some lessons and have done some work with FamilySearch.org. So if you stay with us, we'll take this journey together. To illustrate how FamilySearch.org goes beyond names and facts, please watch the following. These are heirlooms handed down from my father. During World War II, he was part of an 81 millimeter mortar crew who landed on a Normandy beach on D-Day +6, June 12, 1944. Sometime between the years of 1944 and 1945, one of Dad's Army buddies made these. They are made from 81 millimeter shell casings. This lighter has a little strike wheel here, and I believe the flint goes under it somehow, and then there's a little hole for a wick. This emblem here, I believe, is the emblem of Dad's division. Now on these ashtrays, you'll see British halfpennies. This one from 1940 and this one from 1937. When I'm gone, these will pass to my descendants. So they can know the history behind them. I'll write their story and take their picture, which I will upload to my dad's person page and maybe mine. Those are two of the wonderful features found on FamilySearch.org. Had I made audio tapes of my folks telling some of their stories, I could have uploaded them, but unfortunately it's too late. Heaven is a family affair. The way we assist in our Heavenly Father's work is by finding and linking our families. This work is in fulfillment of Malachi's prophecy that the hearts of the children will be turned to the fathers and the hearts of the fathers to the children. There is a spirit spreading over the earth, causing people from every clime to want to connect with their ancestors. Those ancestors are anxious to be found and will guide our efforts from their side of the veil. This focus is on finding our ancestors. Quite some time ago, I realized something interesting, as illustrated in the following chart. One of my great-grandfathers and his brother fought in the Civil War, beginning to end, as members of the Texas Cavalry. Afterwards, he moved to a virtually uninhabited area near the panhandle of Texas and founded a town which still bears his name. Now for an interesting perspective concerning time. We are talking about my mother's grandfather, who was born in 1839 and died in 1909. One of his sons, my mother's father, was born in 1880 and died in 1954. I was born a few years before his passing, so my life overlapped my grandfather's life, and his life overlapped my great-grandfather's life, who was a Civil War soldier. From that perspective, my life is only one step removed from the Civil War. Looking at a condensed version of history, we can see just how close we are to our ancestors. Those who have passed on were living, breathing, red-blooded human beings. They stubbed their toes, they cut their fingers, they lost limbs, they had debilitating diseases. They experienced love, joy, happiness, sadness, depression, fear. They were killed in wars, died from diseases, froze to death, and knew hunger. They also lost loved ones, parents, husbands, wives, and children. One of my grandmothers had to bury a stillborn daughter. So as not to be forgotten, she was given a name, was buried, and has a headstone in a Texas cemetery. So that's what Family Search is all about. It's all about family histories, our great and noble ancestors, and maybe those who were not so great and noble. It's a work that will link you with your extended family and your Heavenly Father. You'll get to know where you came from, where your traditions came from, and you will come to love those who have gone on before. Today's generation is the cleanup generation. The next video will be discussing the listing of sources and the cleaning up of records. May God bless you in your righteous desires and endeavors, and hope to see you next time on Family Search by Jim.